Good morning and good evening to all. Welcome to Kovaion webinar. In today's session, we'll see about PeopleSoft Test Framework and its evolution with 8.55. Testing is an important part of upgrade and maintenance projects. In PeopleSoft, we have delivered testing tool that is PeopleSoft Test Framework. PeopleSoft Test Framework is primarily aimed at functional testing. It saves time and adds consistency, reliability to our testing process. This can be achieved by using the PeopleSoft Test Framework record and playback capabilities. So in today's session, we'll see in detail about PeopleSoft Test Framework. About Kovaion. Kovaion Consulting is a business transformation and technology solutions partner headquartered in UK, spread across in USA, Asia Pacific and India. We are an Oracle Global Gold partner with a specialized into HR automated solution. We proudly announce Kovaion Consulting is the first company to implement Oracle Fusion HCM in Asia Pacific Japan region. We would like to discuss about Oracle Fusion automation solution, which comes with the core HR, performance management, goal management, career development. We specialize in delivering world-class IT solutions across industry verticals such as banking, financial services, IT, ITES, staffing, and manufacturing. Typically, we work with the companies where HR team is involved in long hiring and onboarding, challenge in getting real-time HR reports, tracking recruiters' productivity, long performance cycle, manage training, development plan, and succession planning. As in the current scenario, 87% companies are looking for a change, which is a major industry challenge that we are all facing. The transformation benefits are improve quality of hire by 33%, improve process efficiency by as much as 50%, save millions in recruiting costs, all done in 4 to 5 weeks. About presenter, I am Madhuri Nagapuri, working as PeopleSoft consultant at Kovaion Consulting Private Limited. I am Oracle People Tools certified. I am holding bachelor's degree in EEE from JNTU, Hyderabad. In today's session, we will see about introduction to PeopleSoft Test Framework, prerequisites. Prerequisites is nothing but initial setup that we need to do before configuring the PeopleSoft Test Framework. Then we can see about advanced features of 8.55, business benefits, best practices, and finally limitations. Now coming to overview of PeopleSoft Test Framework. The PeopleSoft Test Framework automates various tasks with the PeopleSoft application, primarily functional testing. PeopleSoft Test Framework introduced with the PeopleTools 8.5 version. Users can record manual test procedures and save them within the framework. Later, they can play it back for reference. This method of capturing and executing tests is often called as record and playback capability. With the PeopleSoft framework, we can capture only PeopleSoft configurations. Automating functional testing enables testers to execute more tests with a greater accuracy within a reduced time interval. PeopleSoft Test Framework tests are stored into a database table as an object like other PeopleSoft objects, records, pages, and components. They can be compared and copied between the databases. Before configuring to the PeopleSoft Test Framework, we need to go for some initial setups. Mainly, these 4 setups that we need to do before configuring to the PeopleSoft Test Framework. We'll discuss in detail one by one. Verifying integration broker setup. This is the initial setup before configuring the PeopleSoft Test Framework. In integration broker, we need to set up gateways. Gateways are the path between two systems. In PeopleSoft, we have delivered gateway named as local. PeopleSoft, which refers to the source PeopleSoft system. So now we are using this local delivered gateway. We need to navigate to the gateway setup page from the PeopleSoft Internet Architecture, and here we need to provide the interface URL and then click on the ping gateway. It should return the status as an active. And the next setup in integration broker is node. The primary function of node is to specify which gateway receives the messages. The gateway connector is bound to the message node. Each message node can be route message to only one connector. For HCM demo, now we are using PSFT HR node. We need to navigate to the integration broker setup. In that node setup, then we have to open our respective node and then click on, in connector step, click on ping node. It should give the message as a success. Now with this, the integration broker setup is completed. Next, setting up the security. Users connecting to the PeopleSoft Test Framework environment must have one of these roles associated with their user ID. PTF user. If this role is assigned, user can only create and run the test cases. PTF editor. If this role is assigned, then user can be able to edit the test scripts along with create and run options. PTF administrator. If this role is assigned, users can be able to record, modify, delete the test scripts, and also they can be able to modify the execution options. At the time of live demo, I'll explain you about the execution options, but these are all only administrator can only able to change these settings. Next, configuring the web profile. This is not mandatory, but it is. We need to navigate from the PeopleSoft Internet Architecture to configuring the web profile. In debugging tab, we need to select show connection and sysinfo and generate HTML for testing. By enabling this only, PTF Test Framework can record HTML objects correctly, and it can able to record menu, component, page metadata correctly. Without that, it can't be able to record those properly. Next, coming to define PTF configuration options. This is not mandatory, but it is recommended. By enabling these objects, PTF can be able to capture those objects at the time of recording. We need to navigate to configuration options. Here we need to select the respective checkboxes. By enabling the page prompt, we can able to use page prompt and prompt OK steps during the recording. In spite of using the menu navigations and those all, directly we can navigate to the page by enabling this page prompting. And next, process run. By enabling this, we can able to run the process without navigating to the process scheduler. In spite of clicking to people to process scheduler process, we can in single steps we can able to execute the process from the process scheduler. Next, page expand. At the time of recording, if you want to expand your page, we need not to click unnecessary actions. We can directly use this page expand option at the time of in the test script. And message recognition. At the time of recording and execution of PeopleSoft test scripts, On the top right corner, we can able to see one message recognition box, which enables us to know what the step we are going to enter and what are the values it is entering. And next, scroll variables. This will be selected to enable section of scroll variables and drop down list boxes containing during the recording. Use browser start logging. By enabling this, we can skip the test, like we need not to create always by user ID. We used to log in into the PeopleSoft system by giving user ID and password. We can skip those steps by just enabling this one. At the time of live demo, I will show you this. This is how the PeopleSoft Test Framework tool looks like. Here we need to give the database which you are going to work on and the server name, and here the node. This is to interface the PeopleSoft Test Framework to the PeopleSoft system, and here we need to provide user ID and password. This is how the PTF home screen looks like. The first very step we need to follow is execution options. Only administrator can modify these options. These are nothing but the database name, the URL link which you are going to connect, like PeopleSoft CIA link we need to provide, and here you can select the browser, whether you want to execute in Chrome, Firefox or Internet Explorer. Here we need to peer user ID and password. Next, server which you are going to use, and the date format. This is nothing but at the time of recording, if you want to capturing any date, so it will capture in this format. Next, log export. Here we need to give the path where our log files will get stored, and then next, accept. So in home screen we can able to see the two folders, that is home and my folder. These are our main folders. If we create test scripts inside the home, whomever logging into this HCM demo environment, they can able to see the test scripts. If we create inside the my folder, only the user, whoever login, they can only able to see and run the test script. So I want to create one sample test case. Here on new, click on new, test. It will open the test script window. Here we need to click on record and then click on home screen button. We'll just create one sample login and logout test script, so that we can able to know how actually the test script will be recorded. Here our window open. It will take URL directly from the execution option. Here we need to provide our user ID and password. Before going to start this, we need to click on this record option. The each and every action taken by the user can be recorded as a step. And next, click on sign in. Now the window is open. So we'll just sign out. After taking all the necessary actions, we need to stop and we need to close the window. It will directly navigate us back to the PeopleSoft Test Framework. Here are the steps recorded. We can able to see this browser login. We can skip this. Earlier we have entered into the PeopleSoft Internet Architecture by giving user ID and password. So we can skip those steps by just giving this start login. It will take this user ID and password from the execution options itself. So we need to save this test case, then only we can run button will be enabled. So here we can see this button is got enabled. So from here we can able to run the test script. Whenever we start execution, automatically this log page will appear and it will start recording the steps. This is a message recognition box. We can see it will give what it is going to enter and what it is taking in action. It will, after executing the test script, it will navigate us back to this log file. So here we can able to see the steps in flash. So here it is in normal flash, so it means it got successfully executed. If something error, if it got some error out, means it will give the red flag. If we open this and again if we want to execute, it will override the same log file. Otherwise, if we close and again if we run it will create the second log file in the script. Here we can see our script. This is how the log file will shown and the test script will be shown like this. Coming to this test script type, here we have browser. That means it will take us to the Internet Explorer. This is means button. There will be so many types like image, label, link, page. If you want to open those kind of things, we can select here. And these are all the actions. What type of action you want to take, whether you want to expand that or prompt that or save that page, like that necessary actions we need to take. And here we can give our values. Like here I have sub. If I want to take, okay. Page you have selected and you want to go to prompt and the value which page you want to navigate to. You have to provide your page here, page name. Like this you can modify the test script and finally save it. This is how the record and playback will be done by using the PeopleSoft Test Framework. Advanced features of PeopleSoft Test Framework 8.55. From advanced features of 8.55, PTF can able to verify the color and font of the objects. Earlier it was supporting only Internet Explorer with advanced features of 8.55. With advanced features of 8.55, it is supporting multi-browser, that is Chrome, Firefox and Internet Explorer. By the advanced features of 8.55, we can able to achieve mass update. At a time we can modify all the data and we can save. We can able to run the test case from the home screen of PeopleSoft Test Framework itself. We need not to open the test case and run. By this advanced feature, PeopleSoft Test Framework also supporting the testing of fluid pages. Fluid page is nothing but which was designed to use on mobile devices, laptops and desktop. We'll understand this advanced feature better by going through a system demo. First one, mass update. In tool option we have a mass update. So here we need to give a test case name and then click on retrieve. It will open up our test script, and here we can do all the modifications and then save. Next, we can able to run the test scripts from the home screen itself. Earlier we have to navigate to the test case, we have to open the test case, then only we can able to run. So by this advanced feature, just by right clicking on this, we can able to see this run option. So from here itself we can run this test script. The advanced feature of PTF 8.55 enabling us to do testing on fluid pages. And then next, execution option, we can able to select the multiple browsers. I have shown you at the time of live demo, we can able to select the multiple browsers, like whichever we want to use at the time of recording, we can select the respective and then accept. Business benefits. Once we record the test case, the many times we want, we can playback, and it also used for future references. PeopleSoft Test Framework is consistent across the environments. Primarily, the PTF is used for functional testing. It frees up the business users' time by transferring a significant chunk of testing workload, which resulting in improved test accuracy and time savings. As the test scripts are stored as an object in a database, it is very easy to migrate from one environment to another environment. Best practices. By following these best practices, we will be able to leverage maximum capability of PeopleSoft Test Framework. Keep your desktop clean. Close all the programs other than PTF and PeopleSoft application browser during the recording of test scripts, especially those that alert the user with a spontaneous, such as email and instant messaging programs. These can interface the PeopleSoft Test Framework and PeopleSoft application browser, and thus can cause unexpected results during the record and playback. Document test. Make it a part of our automation routine to take advantage of the description field in the PTF test. PTF test and test case names tend to be short and abstract, so longer description will help you and future testers to understand the functional purpose of available PeopleSoft tests. We can add comments in the PeopleSoft Test Framework format to test and document those test case itself. Clean up the test. After recording the test, we have to review the test data in test editor and correct the unnecessary actions taken, like extra clicks, click on wrong objects, incorrect text entered into the text boxes. Use execution options. Suppose while recording the test case, you are using steps like logging into a PIA through PeopleSoft user by giving user ID password. Apart from this, we can replace those steps with a single action, that is browser start login, which I have shown you at the time of live demo. The user ID and password directly will be taken from this execution option. Use page prompting. Page prompting function replace explicit navigator in the test and take the user directly to the component search page by URL manipulation. So just by giving the page prompt and component name, we need not to record unnecessary actions. We can directly navigate to the page. The process step type. The process step type with a run action is useful for running the process through process scheduler. We need not to navigate to the process scheduler. We can directly, with a single step, we can run the process from the process scheduler. Limitations. If you want to change any data, we have to do that manually. Only one time we can execute the test case. We cannot do multiple iterations of the test case. That means the many times you want, you can execute the test case, but we need to do that manually. But we can't execute the test case in a loop. PeopleSoft Test Framework works only with the PeopleSoft objects. We cannot validate images and online objects at the time of recording and execution of test script. Here are some reference links. For further information, you can log on to these links. Now we are open to take the questions. Is there any questions?
Madhuri, I have got one question from Sangeeta on the QA tool. The question goes, are there any test assets delivered in the demo database?
No, no Prasanna. There are no delivered test assets in a demo database.
Okay. I have another question from Madhu. Can PTF find errors and correct them?
Yes. PTF will find the error, but it will not correct any of the errors. Once the execution of the test script is completed, the error of steps will be indicated by the red flags. By clicking on those red flags, the errors will be displayed. We have to rectify it.
The next question from Shivashankari. Can you download these test scripts as images or Word documents?
No, we cannot export the test scripts as images or Word documents. We can export the test scripts in CSV format or as an project.
Okay, thanks Madhuri. One more question which has been posted. How can PTF save time and cost in a PeopleSoft upgrade or during PeopleSoft maintenance?
Automation tools can be very expensive. The ability to use open source as well as homegrown solutions will provide significant savings. So in PeopleSoft we have inbuilt test framework, so we can save the cost. Now coming to time saving, a ready to use test automation framework is available, so that time spent for building an architecture can be solved.
Thanks, Madhuri. One other question that's been posted. Can recorded tests be migrated to new systems?
Yes, it can be migrated to new systems, as test assets in PDF are stored in a database. So this can be compared and copied between the systems easily.
Thanks, Madhuri. I have not got more questions on the QA tool.
Okay, for further queries, please reach us at peoplesoft.team@kovaion.com. Thank you all.